now to the Target 12 investigators on a special day for one of their own.
We're happy to announce that your dad, Jack White, is going to be posthumously inducted into the 2023 class of the Rhode Island Radio and TV Hall of Fame.
Such an exciting day. Target 12's Tim White was surprised here in our studio this afternoon with the announcement that his father, the legendary late investigative reporter Jack White, has now been inducted into the Rhode Island Radio and TV Hall of Fame.
That's right, and for a closer look at White's career, we're joined live at 4 today by Target 12 reporter Ted Nesi, who helped organize today's celebration.
Hard to keep a secret from Tim White. His whole job is to find them out, but we did it.
Of course, and Ted, many of our viewers will remember Jack White, but for those who don't, tell us a little bit about him.
Well, Kayla, Kim, Jack White is truly a patron saint for Rhode Island journalists. He was a 31-year-old Providence Journal reporter in 1973 when he broke the news that Richard Nixon, then the president, had cheated on his income taxes. Nixon famously responded to White's story by saying, "I am not a crook." And White went on to win the Pulitzer Prize for investigative reporting. He later spent 2 decades here at 12 News before his death in 2005. And of course, his son Tim White succeeded him and carries on the family tradition here today.
I think a lot of people are familiar with that Nixon quote, but they don't know the origin story and its connections to Jack White, which is just spectacular. And Ted, of course, you got the heads up from the Hall of Fame that this news was coming. So you went into our Wpri archives and found some pretty cool vintage footage. Yeah,
Jack White was a witness to so much of Rhode Island history, including, of course, the tumultuous career of Buddy Cianci. And in this clip, you'll hear a famous moment from Cianci's news conference after he was indicted, and then how White was remembered after his death by another legend, the late Jim Terracani.
By the way, I heard it from the press. I heard it from Jack White. Is he here?
Right here, man.
Jack White called my office and said that there was something coming down.
He would rather get it right than first. You know, he used to tell me, he took me under his wing when I was a young reporter and taught me a lot, you know, and he would say, you know, you don't get it 99.9% right, you get it right. And if you don't have it right, you don't do it. And that's the way he conducted himself.
Yeah, for Rhode Island reporters, that's Larry Bird talking about Michael Jordan right there.
That's a really good way to put it, Ted. And we know that today was all the more exciting for all of us because Jack isn't actually the only 12 News legend who was elected to the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, Kim, big day around here. Another great choice. Longtime 12 News anchor Danielle North is also being inducted into the Hall of Fame. She was on hand today. We celebrated her as well because she's on the board, actually. She spent almost a quarter century here at Wpri, just retired this winter after many years as one of our morning anchors, and a third 12 News alum on the roster this year, Pam Watts. You see her there with 12 News anchor Mike Montecalvo. Her career included time on the anchor desk here at Wpri, as well as on WLNE. She's now on Rhode Island PBS. She is also among this year's honorees. They'll be joined by Gene Valicenti, Chris Camp, Doug Palmieri, and John Parenti. And this year's Hall of Fame ceremony will take place in September. Tickets are now on sale online.
Certainly an exciting day. That's going to be a fun night as well. Target 12 investigator Ted Nesi, thanks so much for joining us here.
Good to be here.